I just want to tell the story about how I started at the bottom of the grocery business, working at a Payless grocery store in Prairie Village, Kansas. You can't get any lower than this. I started at racking returnable bottles at the bottom of the bottle chute. So dirty, flies, chewing tobacco, everything that you can imagine that's in bottles, that people put in bottles. Well, that's what I was doing. I was sorting them so the Coca-Cola people could pick up theirs and the Pepsi people could pick up theirs. It was a gross job, and 2 to 3 weeks later, I finally got elevated to working on the floor, actually sacking groceries, and that was when I felt like I was a somebody, because I was dealing with people. So here I am, 16 years old, and just my time in the grocery business was really productive because I always strove to be recognized for the work I did, and it paid off. At 17 and 18, they put me in the produce department, and it was a good store, and so they took pride in the presentation of the produce, and so I got good at it. I watched the produce manager stacking russet potatoes, stacking the apples, and that's not easy to do, stacking oranges in a pyramid, and they would do that. And I figured it out, and my specialty being russet potatoes. I could do them better than anybody. And my goal was that when people came in the morning, that they would always know that I was the guy that worked, that I was the one that closed produce the night before. So I was proud of the work, and that gave me a summer job during college. And then because of that experience, I was able to get a job with Fleming Foods, which is a grocery wholesaler. So this is like 1981. They put me as a trainee in Topeka, Kansas, and it was June of 81, and by October of 81, I was really starting to get a feel for what that job entailed. I had graduated from Kansas University, and so this is my time. You know, I'm a trainee, a buyer trainee with a major national wholesaler. Their corporate office was in Topeka, by the way. I just remember, like in early October, there was a new item meeting. We had it every Friday morning, and everybody was always so unorganized in those meetings. They'd all have a stack of paper, and they'd be shuffling through things, and the meeting was very inefficient because the buyers were never prepared. And I just remember on a Thursday night, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna stay in 15 more minutes, and I'm gonna set things out and then put a cover letter for each of the 5 things I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. And that was a good decision. That was the best spent 15 minutes probably in my early career, because the next day when we talked about the new items, I was prepared. And the boss, or the general manager of that wholesale unit, recognized it, and he complimented me. Thanks for, hey, you really put your heart into this. Well done. And so I left out of there feeling good, obviously. And then a week later, I get called to his office, and there's a corporate VP of human resources, the same guy that had interviewed me in June. And it was just a great time, because they said, hey, we think you're ready. We think you're ready for a position. And I'm just bubbling inside, and they said, we've got an open position for a buyer in San Antonio, Texas. And I tell you what, I thought about how it came together, because it was just me a week prior taking the initiative to spend a little extra time, be organized, be ready, and my boss recognized it. And that's the beginning of a really good career, where they placed me in San Antonio. I came to know the Lord in San Antonio. I met my wife in San Antonio. I got married in San Antonio, and it was only up. It was only up from there. It just kept getting better from there. Yeah, that's that story.